What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back. It's your boy Blue Games. It is great to see you guys. Welcome back, my friends. What's up, Raven? Cool J, good to see you, man. Welcome to the stream. Walking Fruit, welcome back. Harry, welcome back. Worst Gamer, good to see you. Captain Sign and 5JX, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Hope you guys are having a great week. We are here on X-Plane 11 in Sedona. This beautiful scenery out here. Ultra HD, flying the epic E1000, the new and improved epic E1000, as well as this scenery has also been improved as well. Caden Hunt, good to see you. Swiftlings, good to see you. Welcome back. I was a little upset when I got in. My camera views weren't working like I wanted them to work. You'll see those jumps. Jared Legger, good to see you as well. But hey, still looks great. Still looks great. Still looks amazing. Check this plane out. Yes, so the Epic E1000, not to be confused with the TBM or the PC-12, which you could easily confuse the three. They're very similar planes. They're all turboprops. They have the prop up front, have a very similar shape. But this is the as I said before, Epic E1000. It does compare to the TBM. They kind of compare it. They're very similar. I feel like I sound weird. Caden, you have the old one? Yeah, man, the new one is pretty dope. They changed a lot of things. Like, they retextured. They basically recreated this plane from the ground up all over again, from the inside out. New textures everywhere. And there's a new avionics package and all that kind of stuff in it. So it's a bit different than the original Epic E1000 by Aerobas, the one that has, I think it has a sky view. I actually don't have that one. I've never used it, but I've heard really good things about it, and I've really enjoyed this plane. Absolutely. So let me check. Something sounds weird on my end. I'm trying to find out what that is. Give me a second. I'm gonna mute my mic. Check 1 2. All right, we're good. You're flying the Cessna 208B Super Cargo Master, Los Angeles to CDC. Sounds good, man. Did you guys not were you guys not able to hear the music? Because I might have screwed that up too. We'll see. Oh well. Anyways, we're getting started here, and let's take a look though. I want to take a real quick look before we get flying. So what our plan is today is we'll be taking the Epic E1000 out for a spin. We'll be flying around the Sedona area, which is where we are right now. This beautiful place right here. This scenery came out sometime in, I think, 2018, 2017. So it's not new, but apparently the developer came back and changed up a bunch of things, added a bunch of new buildings, added some actual 3D modeling to some of the mountains to make them better reflect the real life thing. I believe they updated all of the textures, like better textures, like higher resolution textures and things like that. It's a super dope airport. I've seen videos on YouTube and real life videos of other vloggers who do these. There's tons of hangars out here, a bunch of T hangars out in this area. And I know that even some of the city around Sedona Airport has also been modeled. I believe there's a school out here somewhere. I'm not sure where it is, but it looks dope. It looks really cool. The really cool thing about this airport is that it's like 4,000 feet above sea level, and it's also it's on this big mesa up here. Like, look at it, like it's up. It's elevated. The city is below the airport. Like, you don't see that like ever. But it's dope. I really like it. It's really cool. It has it makes for a depending on the weather, a challenging approach and stuff like that. So I'm really liking the airport. Is pretty cool. What's funny is before this updated, I had already kind of been on the fence of getting this scenery. Again, the scenery link is in the description if you guys are interested in it. But I was on the fence on it because me, and some of you guys probably know this by now from watching a lot of my videos and flying with me and things like that, but I'm really into exotic type airports. Like, you know, the big international airports are fun to fly in as well. I really like those too, but I really like flying into some of these exotic airports. Look at this little cafe area over here. This is cool. Some little 3D people eating burgers. Are they praying together? Looks like they're praying over their food. They're like holding hands. You even go inside and see a whole cafe. Everybody's eating, having a good time. I guess it's free food because nobody's behind the bar. but yeah, I like the more exotic type airports that are kind of like out in the middle of nowhere. They have their own different challenges, whether it be the terrain around it or just other different elements. Like here is definitely terrain plus on certain, depending on the wind, where the wind is, what direction the wind's coming out of. Sometimes you can have some pretty strong winds hitting up here because it's up on top of this mesa. But anyways, it's a pretty dope airport. I like it. It has some nice, ground reflections, everything you would really expect in a payware airport. But I mean, they brag that this is one of the most scenic airports you'll fly in, and it's pretty scenic. I don't know if it's the most scenic. Maybe you might have exaggerated that, but it's definitely one of the most scenic airports. It's a beautiful place out here. Lots of desert and stuff like that. And for you guys who are asking infinite flight questions, yes, again, I will be flying on Friday. So if you want to wait for that, tune in on Friday for Friday night flight. Anyways, let's hop into the Epic E1000 and we'll continue on our flights. We'll do a couple touch and goes here and probably do some VFR flying. We are on the Pilotedge network as well. So if you would like to fly with us and you have Pilotedge, you could fly with us on Pilotedge. I'll be using the CTAF frequency. All right, let me get my mic situated and all that stuff. Nice. Looks like my head tracker is not working. Let's get that fixed. Using X camera for my head tracking. There we are. Now I can look around. So this is the reason I'm not using my my camera right now, is because whenever I'm using the camera, I turn off my. Whenever I'm using the head tracking device, I always turn my camera off just because preference. I don't like it's. I don't. It doesn't look good. That's basically it. But anyways, all right. Let's get this thing booted up. This plane is dope. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna shut the door. You can kind of see through the hangars. I'm gonna shut the door. I'm gonna get this thing pulled out of the hangar, and then we'll get it started up. So the way you do that is on the bottom left of your screen. You can click on close door, and we'll turn off the static elements. And that door should be closing. There we go. What's up, EOS? Good to see you, man. All right, let's see if better pushback will actually let this thing move. What's up, KLCRSCRV? Greetings from Abu Dhabi. Thanks for joining in, Mark. Good to see you. Start pushback. Sometimes this doesn't work. I'm just gonna pull this thing out the hangar. So again, if you just joined us, today's plan, we're gonna do probably maybe 2-3 touch and goes here at Sedona, do a little VFR flying around the area, and then we'll continue actually up northwest towards the Grand Canyon, and we'll be landing at a small airstrip over in the Grand Canyon. It's gonna be a lot of fun, really scenic day. Just kind of chilling, having fun, do some GA VFR flying. It's like this is the purpose of GA. You know what I'm saying? You don't always have to just fly from point A to point B. You can fly around before you get to point B, and that's what I love about flying VFR. So we should be getting that hooked up there. But it's so easy to. I like how he turns the prop. That's funny. Ready to connect. But it's so easy to confuse this with the TBM, man. Like it's crazy how similar it is. Like if you were just to see one of these out somewhere, you would be like, is that a TBM? Is that a PC-12? It's pretty easy to tell it's not a PC-12 because PC-12 has the top plane, the TBM. Ready to start pushback. Alright, we'll release parking brake and it should pull it up. I'll give you guys a few stats on comparison of the TBM versus the Epic E1000 and the PC-12. So for example, this plane carries 6 adults, has 1,200 horsepower. Let's get a view over here of this thing pulling out. That's dope. Oh, that's so dope. It's working. Gotta love third-party add-ons. Well, Starlink, what I'm saying is it's similar for people who are not like used to these type of planes. Like, hey, look, if you really put a TBM next to an Epic E1000, you would obviously see the differences in the nose. But it's still like it's just a similar
operation complete.
Like
go ahead and set
shape
the
of
rate.
plane, in my opinion, anyways.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
As far as price, if you were to buy one of these in real life, the Epic E1000 will cost you $2,950,000. A TBM will cost you $3,700,000. A PC-12 will cost you about $3,850,000. The max range of the Epic E1000 is 1,650 nautical miles. The TBM is 1,585. So this one has actually a little bit longer range, and even more than the PC-12, which is 1,309 nautical miles. Why you would fly that far in one sitting, I don't know why, but it does have the distance if you need it. The max cruise speed of the Epic E1000 is 325 knots. The max cruise of the TBM is 330. PC-12 is 280. So you can see like the stats are very similar. I would say they're like kind of like in the same class. And they all can take off from pretty short distances as well. So they're pretty similar. But again, this is not a video all about the comparison. I just want to kind of get it out of the way because I already know some people who are not that into GA planes. They're like, what's the difference of this in the PC-12 and the TBM? So now you know. All right, let's get this thing started up. So if you want to open up the Aerobass little thing, you can click right here in the center above the tail number, and that'll pop up your little thing, so we can open the door back up. We're not going to have really a lot of passengers today, but we're just going to do that. We'll turn the ground power unit on, and that will turn on all of our screens automatically. We don't need static elements, that's fine. Options, we could actually do like breakers and stuff like that, but we're not going to worry about that. My sounds look good. Everything else is cool, so we can turn it off. I'm going to, we might have to do this later, but I'll go ahead and plan my flight plan for later just to get it out of the way. I'll turn the avionic power on. I'll go here to the center screen, go to flight plan, and we'll clear out this old flight plan I had. Delete flight plan. And we'll fly over Grand Canyon National, which will be, let's see, GCN, I believe. Yeah, wait, how do I do it? There we go. Golf Charlie November. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's kind of weird how you do this. So you go to first letter and then you have to press next. And then you type in the next letter and then next. So big turn and then the next letter. It doesn't just do it for you, which is weird, but hey, what is what it is. And our final destination today is a small little airport. I don't even know the name of this place, but it is hold on. It's gonna be 1 Zulu. Hold on, I keep forgetting I have to actually sidestep. Say 1 and then over 1 and then Zulu and then 1. Grand Canyon Bar 10, Whitmore, Arizona. As we're headed today. If we have more time, maybe we'll fly somewhere else. But that's the thing right now. Just kind of flying around pointlessly today, checking out some new things. Got some new toys. This thing looks dope. You could also see the passengers and everything on the inside. So we got a guy here, got a lady right there, and we have 2 kids in the back seat. Uh-oh. I think he's playing. She's reading a book, it looks like. Or he? Yeah, he or she. And he's just sitting there. If he only knew how lucky he was. And then we have our pilot and co-pilot, or just a family. It's probably just he's the pilot and she's just his wife, I guess. Is what I assume. The VIPs. Yes, sir. Today's VIPs are riding along with us. And the GPU behind us. Alright. Alright, flight plan is planned. All we gotta do is start this thing up and get out of here. So to do that, we are gonna go down here and we'll turn our battery 1 and battery 2 on. we'll switch our, hold on, where is it? There it is. Switch our, make sure your fuel pump is set to the left, and switch on left fuel pump here, and that's all you gotta do. We'll turn on the beacon light and nav light and strobe light, and we'll turn on the starter. And while that's going on, we'll shut the door. We also need to wait for this to get to NG to 9%. Once it gets to 9%, you'll hit the igniter. Once that gets to 15%, you will introduce fuel. Condition lever to flight idle. Now we see the prop spinning. What's up, Maxie? Good to see you, man. Thank you, Raven, for the host. Appreciate it, bro. Always appreciate that support, man. Don't you ever forget it. Alright, we got a good engine start. We can shut the igniter off. We'll turn on the auto fuel selector, turn on the pusher. We'll turn on the trim, air pressure, autopilot. We'll turn on window heat, prop heat. Won't really need that, but inertia separator. This is all of our autopilot stuff. Let's go ahead and get tuned into the correct frequency. We are on Pilotedge today, so we need to make sure that we call out as we're flying the pattern. And CTAF is going to be .123.0. Yeah, that's gonna be right here. And we'll switch that over. There may not be anyone on it, but we'll be calling out our frequencies. See you later, Hugo. Thanks for stopping by, man. Alright, we're ready to go. I think flaps down for takeoff. We will check flight controls. Free and correct. Disconnect the GPU. And bet. Another cool thing about this plane, we won't really be having much use of it in this flight, but it has an iPad over here. And that pops up right over here. We actually move it around to wherever you like it to be, which is pretty dope. It uses a feature called Avatab. It's like another third-party add-on, and I can look at all of my charts via Navigraph right here. So right now we're at Kilo Sierra Echo Zulu, and we can pull up the ground chart if we needed it. And this is actually really helpful for people who fly in VR. We're not in VR right now, but if you were in VR, this would pop up beautifully. What's up, Fligender Maxi? Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate it, man. So right here, we'll see what the winds are currently. Winds are 030 at 7. Clear, altimeter 3012. I can click on this as a touch screen. So 3012, enter. Right now we're at 4,700. We're gonna go about 1,000 feet up. We'll go to about 5,700 for pattern altitude, and we'll be doing left traffic today. And we'll be using runway 3, which is down here. So we will taxi via Alpha towards the south, past the main terminal. Cool. Put that away. Oops. If you want to get rid of it, just click on the bottom right. That gets rid of it. Alright, taxi lights on. And we'll turn the strobes off. And we're ready to go. Release park and brake. It's a fun little plane. I really like it. Go prop forward. Condition lever forward. What's up, Billy Blue? Good to see you, man. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, it's a fun little plane. It looks nice. It's real nice, clean, and polished. It looks like a brand, like if you were to buy a brand new Epic E1000, that's what it looks like. There's not really a lot of wear and tear or anything like that in it. I'm gonna put it in beta mode, which is basically like a reverse thrust, in order to slow down our taxi speed so we don't taxi too quick. And this is Alpha right here. Is my mic working on Pilotedge? I don't think it is. That's going to the right place. Usually whenever I hit the key button for push to talk for Pilotedge, I'll see like a little icon pop up at the top of my screen. I'm not seeing that, so that's weird. Oh well. The good thing is that this airport is non-towered, and so is the airport we're flying to later. None of these airports are towered, and we will be outside of any airspaces for this entire flight, so we should be good there. But we are monitoring CTAF, so if we were to hear anyone, we would hear them, hopefully. So we'll take off here on runway 3 and make left traffic. And I will go ahead and still make my radio calls just in case they can hear me. I don't think they will be able to hear me. I will park it here. And we'll turn on the landing lights, strobe lights. Check this over here. This all looks good. Altimeter is good. Altimeter is set. Doors are all closed. Everything's disconnected. What's up, George? Good to see you, man. Runway is clear. Yep, we're good. Going into normal throttle power to idle. Hanhoko, our final destination is, what's the name of that place? I can't remember. It's 1 Zulu 1 is the ICAO code. It's just north of the Grand Canyon, like literally just north of it. What's up, Alan A? Good to see you, man. Welcome to the street. Sedona traffic taking off runway 03. Closed traffic. Sedona traffic. I think I said that completely wrong. I definitely did. All right. We're rolling. There's 80 knots. Rotate. And gear up. Wow, look at that. That's beautiful. So cool. Let's go ahead and bank to the left here. There's our shadow down there. And only looking for 5,700 feet or around 6,000 will be fine as well. Don't want to get too high. Remaining in the pattern for now. I've never been to the Grand Canyon in real life. I would love to go though. It's definitely a road trip I'm gonna have to make someday. But this scenery is really nice, man. I'm really liking it. Beautiful scenery as far as the eye can see. You see those kind of discolored mountains over there? That's the 3D models that they made for those rock formations. Alright, I'm turning left, base to final. Sedona traffic, left base to final, Sedona traffic. Alright, going flaps. We are right around 100 knots. Uh-oh, what was that? Okay, it tripped out for a second. It sounded like the engine cut out, but it didn't. Alright, we're slow. Gear down. This is why we do touch and goes, so we're actually practicing. So I won't be upset if we get a few bad landings. Yes, sir, we are in Arizona. Sedona, Arizona.
400, 300.
Watch out for the fence at the end of the road.
300.
Slightly off the center line.
20, 10.
And a little bit of a float. And we're down. So runway 3 is actually on a slight slope. Put more power down. Flaps back to takeoff. And we're looking for rotate 80 knots. 80 knots, we're back airborne. I have passengers, but they're just on for the ride. It's just you guys. It's just you guys hanging out with me, so I'm not concerned. I'm not too concerned. Alright, we'll do that again. I think that's the school right there. We'll fly over this direction for a little bit. Yeah, I believe that is some kind of school. Yeah, there's a lot of custom buildings that they included. And don't worry, guys, I'm not being paid to tell you guys the scenery is amazing. It just happens to be amazing. X-Coders is not one of my partners. Is this where the shooting happened? I don't know, honestly. Maybe somebody else in chat would know better than I do. I don't know if this is where it happened, where it went down. Let's do another touch and go, and we always do 1 or 2 more, and then we will do some sightseeing. Take a look at some of these mountains for a little bit. Let's go ahead and turn our left base. Whenever somebody comments bank angle and I'm in a general aviation aircraft, I'm like, yeah, you fly airliners too much. I mean, it's still the same bank, but I think you can get away with it in a GA plane from time to time. I gotta be careful, because whenever I'm turning like this, a lot of times my speed drops. Look at that, we're down at 110 knots now. And overshot it just a little bit. We'll make that correction here. Gear down. It's a really fun airport. I don't know, there's something cool about landing like above the city.
400, 300.
Power, power, power. There we go.
300, 200.
Power, power, power. And wow, that was smoother than I thought it was gonna be. It got real sketchy for a little bit right before touchdown. I thought we might hit the fence, but we're okay. Alright, let's give it another try. I want to get a better landing than that. And then how about, yeah, we'll get a better landing than that, and then we'll go exploring a bit more. 80 knots, rotate. see how this thing can climb. Actually, no, we'll do that when we go exploring. I don't want to gain too much altitude right now. Thankfully, the weather's not too bad out here right now. I remember watching a video of somebody doing pretty much exactly this, not in this plane, but doing this in a real plane. I forgot what kind of plane they were flying. I think it was like a Cessna 172 or a Cessna 152, one of those.
1,000.
But this doesn't compare at all. Like, I feel like this really doesn't show you the scale of how big this really is. Like, I honestly don't feel like I'm that high up. But whenever you watch, if you were to come out here in real life, you would see like, wow, this is so much bigger than what it looks like on the sim. Is the Epic good? I like it. I've heard mixed reviews on it. Some people just don't like the way Epics look. It's nothing against how the developer did this Epic. It's just the Epic just looks like that in real life. So I think if you think it's a nice looking plane, if you think you'd enjoy it, then I'm pretty sure you will. Like, you won't be disappointed. Don't look for, I would say, don't be looking for like the Hotstar TBM 900 quality. It's still really stinking good. The G1000 is really what makes this plane even great. Like, you can fully plan your flight plan in there. SID stars, airways, everything works. It's a whole lot better than the X-Plane default G1000. I call it the enhanced G1000. Let's keep our speed up this time. We kept losing our speed in the turn. I'm not using VR. I would love to use VR. I don't have VR. I have Track IR. I have the Track IR head clip device thing. That's what I'm using right now. I feel like we keep coming in way high.
1,000.
Alright, gear down. Alright, let's see if we can manage our speed a bit better this time. Flaps are full. We're at 95, 94.
500. 400.
I feel like VR would be freaking dope though. I can't wait to get my hands on VR and play some of these games that I play. Because most of the games that I play already have really good VR support.
120. 10.
And a little bit of a float. And we're down. Man, we're getting some pretty smooth landings. We've floated a couple times, but for the most part, we've been landing pretty smoothly. I'm pretty proud of myself. Really, I didn't know. I was kind of wondering what Sedona Airport looks like on Infinite Flight. So good job to the airport editing team for making this place amazing. All right, that was what 3 touch and goes. So we'll go ahead and continue. I'm actually gonna do a super max angle climb here, and we'll see what this plane can do. Flaps are up. We're at 100 knots, pulling 25 degrees. This thing is moving, man. Alright, let's level off. We're at 6,000. Let's go take a look at these 3D mountains off to our right over here. I know I've been on the inside camera, but I've been flying by hand, and I don't like to look at the outside camera when I'm flying by hand. This looks so cool. This is my kind of, again, I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream, like I really like exotic type airports, and this is a good example of an exotic airport. Something that's not typical, it's not your normal international airport, not your normal regional airport. It's kind of in a interesting but weird spot here on this mountain, on this mesa. I feel like this would be so much fun to fly at in real life. This is one of the places, like I have a list of places that I would love to visit either in as a passenger or even as a pilot. Mostly as a pilot, I would like to check these places out. But Sedona is one of those places for sure. Telluride is another one of those places, as well as, what was the other place? Juneau, Alaska would be pretty cool. Stewart Airport in Canada would be cool. Bella Coola, which is also in British Columbia, Canada. Check out this. So the guy who made this, kind of like when we flew at Mount Everest, he basically made a 3D model of the rock formation, and that's why it looks so good. I mean, you can see the difference between the ortho, or the like the imagery, and a 3D model, or basically I should say the X-plane terrain and a 3D model. But it still looks cool. Whenever it does it, it freaks me out. I'm actually putting throttle in, and yet it's losing it. That's pretty cool. I mean, the texture on that looks great. The modeling on that looks pretty cool. I mean, I've never been here, but I'm sure that is what it looks like. Really, Grapox? That's cool, man. Yeah, because right now I'm really not getting the perception of height. When we're at 2,000, it feels like 8,000 feet. Wow. Yeah, I would love that. I would really love that, because I don't feel, right now we're at 5,000 feet, but again, this is a highly elevated area, so we're really only about 1,000 feet above the ground. Probably 500 right now because we're over these mountains. But I don't feel that high, you know what I mean? I don't know how this looks on YouTube, probably about the same, but I just don't feel that high. So I'm trying to cut between these mountains here. I'm not worried about bank angles right now, guys. We're basically flying around for fun. But yeah, I mean, it was just, I've always been kind of interested in VR, but it wasn't until around New Year's when I got really interested in VR, like so interested that I wanted to freaking spend my life savings on it. Because I went to a place called Main Event that we have here in Houston, and they have like this little VR exhibit where you can do like a VR ride, and I was like, wow. That was my first time really putting on a VR headset. We're gonna go do a loop around this place as well. I was like, man, this is so cool. Like, I feel like this would be amazing if I could do this, you know, at home. And a lot of the games that I have, like I said, all, you know, X-Plane has constant VR support, and it's getting better with every update. What else? DCS World has really good VR. iRacing has VR. Project Cars has VR. Like, a lot of these games all support VR. That's such a cool mountain. Like, right now, that mountain looks so tiny to me. It looks so little. Let's see how it looks from the outside. Yeah, like, it looks so little. But right now we are at, I don't know, a couple thousand feet, probably AGL. So, but that's something I didn't know until now, until you mentioned that. I didn't know that the perception of height was even better on VR. So that's good to know. It makes me want it even more. It's so funny. Around when I got my Nintendo Switch, which cost the same amount as a VR headset, I was really debating on whether I should get VR or if I should get Nintendo Switch. I ended up picking the Nintendo Switch because I was able to play that with my wife, and the that freaks me out when it does that. The headset would be basically solely for me. Like, she would never use that. I mean, I probably could try to get her to try it, but she's not into games like that. All right, cool. Well, I'm not sure what all he put out here. There's those couple formations that we just looked at. That's definitely a 3D model. Like, X-Plane would never be amazing enough to map that. And I believe, I'm not sure how far out the scenery goes, because I also do have my own ortho photo imagery out here in Arizona as well. What's up, 99 to life? Welcome to the stream. We're good on the airspace and all that, so I'm not concerned. I've already looked at the charts and all that, and we don't have any airspace to bust through anywhere out here. Yeah, really, X-Plane 11 and DCS you think are the best VR games out there right now? There's a lot of other VR games out there, but you just don't really do much. You just kind of look around. Like the scary ones are probably pretty interesting as well, but I'm more interested in the stuff that I already play, which all work very well with VR. When I first got my PC, I got Track IR, which is, I feel like, the next best thing. If you can't afford VR, a few, like $100 less, maybe, you can get Track IR, maybe a couple $100 less. It doesn't give you the exact same feel, but it does allow you the freedom to look around wherever you like to look around. It's really helpful in DCS world where you're looking around all the time for enemies and things like that. But it's cool. It's definitely cool. I've kind of dabbled. I shouldn't say dabbled. I've gotten to scenery development myself within the last few months, and I've talked about this before. You guys have seen some of my scenery that I've put out, and I've kind of been trying to expand my knowledge of how to do it more and more. The next step for me right now is getting into custom objects, and I think it's just kind of been a little intimidating because I have to learn a whole new program. I'm trying to learn Blender now to learn how to 3D model, and then I got to learn how to put those 3D models in X-Plane in my scenery. And it's something I definitely want to do. Like, I feel like that's the one thing that my scenery is missing, is my own custom objects and my own custom models. Let's go ahead and do another landing here. We'll do one more touch and go, and it will continue off to the Grand Canyon. And it was kind of we'll probably be sticking around the Grand Canyon for a little while too, because there's lots to look at over there. Actually, you know what? There's more. Let's go past the airport, which is right there, actually below it, or right at the elevation, at the airport elevation. I want to see what's on this side of the airport. Can we look more on that side? We'll see if he has anything out here to look at. This is, I think this is more of the city out here. Passenger view, belly view. I think I see some 3D buildings over there. What is that? We'll rotate over to the left. Looks good, man. They did a really good job on this. I would love to fly in here more often. I was looking to see if there's any jobs on FS Economy. There's a little helipad right there. Nice. This might be a school or a college or something. Let's see. I'm gonna do some crazy maneuvers so we can look at it from the inside.
1,000.
There it is. Baseball field, soccer field. That's definitely like a college or something. I'm not sure. I have ortho in the area, but I believe that the developer included this ortho on in the scenery. But I know I have ortho scenery surrounding this area, so sometimes it's kind of fuzzy at which is mine and which is the developers, you know. Alright, so I don't think there's really anything else for us to look at out here. So let's go ahead and continue on our flight plan to the Grand Canyon, which would be to the north of here. We'll just continue flying VFR. It shouldn't be too far. Shouldn't take us too long. We'll probably go up to somewhere around 10,500. I'll be flying to the northwest. That'll be the correct number for altitude, as well as terrain is right around 9,700, I think, going towards the Grand Canyon. Here's our airport. I kind of want to do one more landing before we go. Since we have to pass the airport anyways, I'm going to go ahead and do one more touch and go. And we'll continue to the Grand Canyon. Hi Perksy boy, what's up, man? Untitled, man, scenery developers and all the third-party people, you guys are what make X-Plane great. Alright, let's slow our speed down because our airport is right there. We're a bit fast. I'm actually going to extend our downwind. You guys are just going to have to strap up and enjoy the ride. Doing some pretty aggressive maneuvers in this epic E1000. Now we can add some speed back in. All right, gear down. We're lined up. Gear is down and indicating
1,000.
we'll hold right around 90 knots.
500.
Approach is looking a little bit better than before.
400.
Make sure we don't drop.
200. 300. 200. 100.
Ooh, that was a rough one. Ooh, big bounce. Big bounce. Alright, flaps for takeoff. Powers, we're back on the center line. And we basically just fly straight out. There's 80 knots. Rotate. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Hey, you know me. I had to save the worst for last. I don't know if you guys noticed, this is a very small detail that just happened there. The wheels were still turning when I put the gear up. And if you looked, you saw the gear was actually in, but the wheel was still spinning. And I noticed it and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I probably should stop it though. And so I hit my brake and it stopped spinning. I know a lot of times these guys, most of the time, pretty much every time, these guys, whenever they take off, they pump the brakes first to stop the wheels from spinning, and then they put the gear up. I always forget to do that. Alright, we'll bank left and head to the northwest. And we'll climb up to, I don't know, we're just kind of wing it. We'll fly VFR. Look at that I won't do that again. How did I do that? I was trying to get the condensation on the wing again. It did it for a little while and it stopped. I can't get it to do it again. I was trying whenever you try to do it on purpose, it's like, nah, bro, nah. Look at the, let me turn it down. Turn it down a little bit. Look at the fumes coming from the engine. Like, look how, like, it doesn't just go straight, but it kind of, like, waves. Like, is that waving in the wind? I It's interesting. It's different than most of the other planes that I've flown, especially turboprops, and the way that they've done the way the exhaust comes out. Like it's not just in one line of exhaust, but you kind of see it just kind of blowing all over the place here. I'm pretty sure they did that on purpose because that wouldn't just happen. Yeah, it is a pretty gorgeous plane. I like it. I think I overshot. Yeah, we overshot where I want to go. So we'll take more looks at it. I'll probably set the autopilot on here, and we'll take some closer looks at maybe some of the textures. Look at the back a little bit more. Whenever you're inside the aircraft, you don't see the passengers. Whenever you're on the outside, you can see them. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and hit autopilot on. So that's going to be right here in the center. We'll turn our yaw damper on. And then we'll turn... Flight director is already on. That's fine. And we're already at 11,000. I only want to be at 10,000. We can stop at 12,000 though. I'll go ahead and level it off myself with the yoke. And I would change our altitude to 12,000. 12,500. That'll be our VFR altitude. And then we'll hit vertical speed, and we'll hit autopilot on, and that should go ahead and control it. Thank you 99 in life for the follow. Welcome to the Blue Arrow Royal family. We'll also turn off the landing lights and taxi lights. Flaps are up. And we'll be leveling off here in a second. I think this, yeah, this right here is X-Plane default. So there is some spots that I don't have ortho scenery, and this is one of them. So you see that kind of like that light green line right here. That's where either my scenery or Sedona's scenery ends. I'm not really sure whose scenery it is. I just know that's where some scenery ends. some ortho imagery ends right there. What I need to do though is probably make some more ortho around this whole area to give it even more of an immersion effect. But all this is going to be default X-Plane up until we get to, I believe, around the Grand Canyon, and that's where I have my ortho imagery again. And there it is. We're leveled off at 12,500, and I need to hit nav mode. Thank you, Hyperxy boy. Thank you for this for the follow. Welcome to the Blue Arrow family. Hit nav mode. Aircraft's gonna fly itself. Hyperxy boy, great question. You're new to X-Plane. You don't know how to get all the switches to work. Where do you start? First, I would just pick a plane you like. This is the way that I think is best for you. So pick a plane that you like. So for example, if you really enjoyed the 737-800, that's your plane. Pick that plane, and YouTube, just search that plane's name and X-Plane, and then how to start, or start up, or cold and dark, something like that. So like for example, if I was just getting it started in X-Plane 11 and I want to know how to fly the 737-800 and start it up cold and dark, so that means that the engine is completely off, all systems are off from the start. I would search 737-800 startup X-Plane. No Sir Don, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Blue Arrow family. So yeah, I will search that, and then you'll find tons of content out there already for most of these planes on how to fly them. And all you gotta do is just search it up, man. Find it, follow the tutorial. You'll probably need to watch it once or twice, because the first time you'll be watching it and doing it step by step. The second time you'll be forgetting everything, and then you have to do it again. That's kind of how it worked for me. So yeah, you could try that, and it should work out for you. And you can do that with any plane. So if you didn't know how to fly, I don't know, a King Air. You can search King Air. If you didn't know how to fly a MD-82, you can search MD-82. Same for the 747. That's what I do. Pretty much every plane I fly, I always learn how to fly it from a cold and dark state, because I just enjoy that more. I enjoy being able to take a plane that's completely off, just sitting there in a hangar with the chocks on, and be able to turn it on, get it started, no matter how complicated the plane is or the process is. Like, I get a joy, I get a kick out of that, you know. When it comes to planes like this one, the Epic E1000, some of the newer planes that come out, if they don't have a tutorial yet, most of the time, especially the payware ones, I don't know about all the freeware ones, but for sure all the payware ones always come with documentation that has usually the startup process in it, or checklists, things like that, so you can read up on the start process and all that through the manual of the aircraft. And sometimes they use the real manual of the aircraft to show you that. So that's where I would start. Pick your favorite plane, search the tutorial, boom, you're done. Alright, so we're at 12,500. I guess we're good on pressurization because we haven't blacked out. What's up, Nosodan? Thank you again, man, for the follow, and good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Eon McCoy, McAvoy, welcome as well. Let's take a look at this thing. We're only going to be en route for a little while. We're headed to the Grand Canyon right now. Just left Sedona. Just kind of having some fun. We're on Pilotedge network. We're not in any restricted airspaces. We're not in any MOAs. We're not in any, we're good. We don't need to talk to ATC right now. I don't even know if my ATC button is working, so we're just kind of ignoring that and completely. If you want to fly with us, again, we're on Pilotedge. You can come join us, do some touch and goes with us somewhere. But what's up, Ethan? Good to see you, man. Welcome to the stream. But let's take a closer look at this plane while we're in here. Yes, you can see the passengers, but just not from the inside view. So right now, if I look back, I don't see any passengers. But if I go to the exterior, you can see the passengers. You can see, we're going to give her a name. Let's name this lady here. We're going to name her Jennifer. This is Jennifer up in the co-pilot seat. This is Jacob right here. And okay, why am I doing J's? Let's change that. We got Jennifer and Matthew is flying our plane today. And then we got 2 kids and probably some family friends or someone. Or maybe it's their kids in the back. Let me see, Jennifer. I don't know where that came from. Do I know a Jennifer? I probably do. So we got another guy in the back. Got a lady back there. We're gonna call her Janelle. Her name is Janelle. His name is Fabian. And then we'll name the little kid down here. That's Jacob Jr. No, wait, not Jacob. His name's not Jacob. Matthew Jr. And her name is Jasmine. Little Jazzy right there, hanging out in the back. So yeah, you can see him from the outside. I can't see him from the inside. Do I use a yoke? No, I use a joystick, Thrustmaster C150 joystick. I think you might be able to, Nightbot might be able to give you that information. I might, one of my mods might be able to help you with the actual command. But if you want the link to my joystick, that is there. But I don't have a yoke right now. Somebody actually just recommended that I get one instead of a joystick, as well as some rudder pedals. What I use right now is a joystick, and then I have a throttle quadrant little thingy. It's not really a quadrant, it's just like a throttle. It has some buttons on it, and it has a little thing that I can use for a yoke. No, sorry, not a yoke, for a rudder, and that's what I use right now for my rudder. But it's a great looking plane, man. It really is. The texturing is done very well from the front to back. Got some newspaper on the seats. My frames are doing really well actually in this plane. Like, I'm not having any issue at all with my frames. I don't know. I mean, you can see my specs in the description of YouTube, or you can ask Nightbot if you're watching on Twitch what my specs are. But I don't feel like this plane is extremely taxing on even some of the lower end planes. But again, I don't have a lower end. Mine was a pretty expensive computer. I like to call my computer a NASA computer. Oh, you can turn these lights on in the back. That's cool. And this one too. Don't need it right now, but yeah, you can turn them on and off. what else can we do back here? I wish I could click on the newspaper and like read it. That would be cool. Aerobask. That's a little thing I would request. And then I think cargo goes back here behind the seat. And I guess I can actually click this. I don't think I've tried that. I wouldn't do it now. I wonder if that door would just pop open and the cabin would depressurize all of a sudden. That would suck. Let's take a look at the inside. So it's kind of, I really like the layout of this plane. Like I really like how we have, it has pre-start here, it has pre-taxi here, it has our systems here, our lights are all here, and then we got the ice and all that, which we don't have any ice out of here. Click it. No, we're not gonna click it right now. Oh, I don't want to die today. My last X-Plane stream, we had a failure. I'm trying to not have a failure this time. Let's take a look at the G1000. This is the thing that I feel like that they're the most happy about, because the Epic E1000 is something they already had. What was that? I swore I heard something. The older Epic E1000 had a thing called Skyview. I personally have never used it, but I heard it was amazing. But on here we have kind of a little bit of a different avionics package. You have the G1000, so you can, as you know, what we did earlier, we set our flight plan up. We're only 11 miles from Grand Canyon. You can actually, it's all touchscreen, so I could actually click, or not click, I can use my scroll wheel to scroll in and out, which is extremely convenient. I love that. That's something you can't do in the defaults X-Plane 11 G1000. You can also click on things. I can click here and change your barometric. You can click here and change your altitude. You can click here, not there actually, you can't click there. You can click here, change your heading. So it's cool how you can just kind of click on things and then make them work. I don't know if my transponder's on. It wasn't, that's funny. How are we doing on fuel right now? Let's check on that. So fuel is low on the right side. I have the fuel set to auto transfer or auto select, so it should, yeah, it should be switching from left to right. I'm gonna turn the right pump on just to make sure. Just to make sure. Alright, so here's the Grand Canyon right up ahead of us. We're actually about to fly over the Grand Canyon Airport. This scenery is by Mr. X. Well, the airport, not the scenery, not the mountains, but the airport itself is by Mr. X. That link is in the description on YouTube. I really recommend this scenery. It looks really cool. The textures on the ground look amazing. It's really a lot of fun to fly into. We're not flying in there today, but it's a good looking airport. There it is. And aircraft is turning. This is our turning point. The helipad's down there. I mean, we're at 12,000 feet, so you're not getting a great look at it, but I really do enjoy flying into the Grand Canyon National Airport with that scenery. So the plane is turning towards this way. You can kind of see where my ortho stops and where it begins. Right at that line, it's pretty obvious. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to disconnect autopilot. And I'm going to fly the plane myself. I'm going to take the scenic route here towards the right. And we'll just follow the canyon up into the point that we need to actually turn to make our approach into our destination. Which won't be very far from here. Might even go down into the Grand Canyon. What is the size of my X-Plane folder? It's ridiculous. That's what it is. I would love to tell you though. I'm kind of interested. Let's see. We're just flying around. I can actually look at that at the same time. Let's see. Properties. Alright, it's loading. Now the way that I have my X-Plane 11 folder set up is that my scenery is not actually inside of my X-Plane folder. I actually have my scenery on a separate external hard drive that's about 8 terabytes. Wow, look at this. This is gorgeous. My external hard drive is 8 terabytes. I think I'm using maybe 3 terabytes for scenery right now. I think I'm using 3 terabytes currently for all the scenery that I have. And I have that, I don't know how to say it, but I think it's like mirrored into my X-Plane folder. So my X-Plane folder goes, it thinks it's there, but it's not. I don't know what you call that. Yeah, wow. And my properties is still trying to calculate how big my X-Plane folder is. The majority of the size of my actual X-Plane folder of files that are in there are aircraft and plugins. And let's put the autopilot on so we can actually look around. I'm gonna set heading mode. Getting some stutters. I think it's because I'm doing other things on the other screen. And autopilot. And the plane is trying to climb. Jesus, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Let's do. Okay, autopilot disconnect, please. Thank you. And we will do alt mode and then autopilot. Alright, that fixed it. Cool. Gorgeous. Alright, I think it's finished. So my X-Plane 11 folder size on disk is 137 gigabytes. Which is not bad. Again, most of that is just scenery. Not scenery, most of that is really just planes and plugins and probably screenshots. But my scenery folder, let's see how big my scenery folder is for on my external hard drive. It's kind of split up, so I'll just use this, I guess. Alright, it's gonna take a while. Why does this remind you of the old United livery? That's weird. That's random. This is dope. This never gets old. I've actually done this a few times. I don't know if I've ever streamed it, but I've done this a few times. And it's flying around the Grand Canyon never gets old, man. I personally like to do it. I like looking at it from the inside view. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like you get a better sense of scale from the interior than you do from the outside. I mean, again, just like I mentioned earlier, like the mountains really don't feel that big. I guess if you're not in VR. I mean, they look big, but not that big. Maybe if we were to land down there, we might feel a better sense of scale. I'm thinking about diving down in there and flying in there. I have never been to Arizona. That's one state that I've actually never been. I think I've driven through, yeah, I've driven through Arizona on the way to Los Angeles. I did a long road trip a couple of years back from Houston, Texas, all the way to Orange County, California, which is just south of LA. Like a 24, 36 hour trip or something like that, something crazy. but it was I think we drove through Arizona, and that's the only time I've been to Arizona, like, ever. So I haven't been there to visit. That was the only time I've ever been there. It was a perfect day, man, to do this flight. I mean, the weather is just smooth. I will say one thing I didn't mention earlier is that this plane has some really nice rain effects on the windshield. Like, obviously we're not going to see it right now because it's clear skies, but if we were flying on a rainy day, you would see the rain effects on the windshield, and they look great. Even on the passenger windows, you would see them back here too. I think it uses the Live Rain or something like that plugin, which I'm hoping more planes will use the plugin that they're using for the rain effects on the windshield, because it looks great. The 737 by Zebo is already using it, and the Saab 340, the new one by Coronado, is using the plugin. A few other planes are using it. I think the Challenger 300 now uses it as well. So I'm hoping that more and more planes will start using the windshield rain effect plugin, because it looks great. Wow, look at that. Getting a few stutters here, though. Getting a few stutters. I have not been to Utah either. Oh wow, this is actually a whole lot less than I thought. So my X-Plane scenery folder, or my external hard drive scenery folder, is only 1.17 terabytes, which is a whole lot less than I thought. I think the rest of the space I'm using on here is actually from video, not from scenery. I thought I was using a lot more scenery. I mean, a lot more than that. So I have a lot more scenery to make. There's some places in Canada that I want to build up on. There's just so many just scenic places around the world that it's just, I really want to create scenery out there and enjoy flying out there, just like we're doing right now. Alright, this is the kind of flying I really enjoy. Flying out to some of these iconic places, get to look at them up close and personal. Alright, we're not very far from where we're headed to, so I'm going to fly by hand from here. Go ahead and disconnect autopilot again, and we'll actually fly down here to the left and get a closer look at the canyon. This is so freaking gorgeous, yo. What's up, Hayden? Good to see you, man. Bring our speed back, way back. See the river cutting through the mountains down there. We are at 10,000 feet. So our airport, if you look here on our map, this is where it is. So we'll just follow the canyon. We get somewhere around here, we'll make a right turn. We'll stay pretty low, make a right turn, and make our approach. Small little airport, tiny airport. I think what makes the mountains look big is the shadows that are being cast. Like, some of the shadows you're seeing are like just on the texture itself. But some of the textures, or some of them are actually being cast by the sun itself, and those are the ones that look really good. Stephen Berger from South Africa, welcome to the stream, my friend. Glad to see you. Quick stream update for you guys. Obviously today we're streaming X-Plane 11. tomorrow. This will kind of be my schedule, or my main schedule for a while is now that racing season is back up. We'll be having two race streams a week for the most part, as long as I can, and we'll be having 2 aviation streams a week. So kind of half and half. And then Mondays, I rarely am going to be able to stream because of work, but when I can, I will, and I'll be something random. And there'll be times when I just stream whatever the heck I want to stream. You know what I mean? If I'm in the mood for do something like Car Mechanic Simulator or whatever, I'll stream that. Speaking of simulators, I downloaded Plane Mechanic Simulator. That's something you'd be interested in. That is out in early access now on Steam for a pretty cheap price. So I downloaded that. I have not really dug into it too much yet, but I think I'm going to enjoy it. It's mostly right now just World War II planes. But it mentioned that on the roadmap they have some non-World War II planes that they want to add. So I'm hoping they add some more modern planes to it, because that's what's really going to have me wanting to play it. Because I'm not really that interested in working on old war machines, but I'm really interested in working on some more recent, more modern aircraft and things like that. So I'm hoping that they add that pretty soon. But right now it's in early access, and haven't really put a lot of time in it yet, but I'm planning on getting into it more. But for the most part, every week I'll be streaming Tuesday through Friday around 1600 Zulu, except on Thursday we'll be streaming later in the day, because I'll be racing, and the race is not until later in the day. So that'll be a later stream. If I have time, like if work is not crazy busy, I may do an early stream on Thursday. We'll just have to see. But that's mostly like my schedule. So 1600 Zulu, Tuesday through Friday. Tuesday will be F1 2018 until we finish that season. And hopefully my looking around is not making you guys dizzy. And Wednesday will be X-Plane 11. Usually, sometimes that might change to DCS World, or maybe I'll do an infinite flight on Wednesday. It's just something aviation related. And then Thursday will be iRacing, NASCAR racing season series, and then Friday will be Friday Night Flight. That's my pretty much my goal right now. That's kind of what my weeks are going to be looking like for streams for a while. I actually think we need to turn at the next after these mountains. I think I turned too early. And that's my goal for this week as well. So tomorrow will be iRacing, and then Friday will be infinite flight. So we're flying into a real smart airport. This other airport is also part of the Grand Canyon airports that Mr. X made, and it's another free download. So that link is in the description as well. Only one of the airports we're flying into today is a payware, as well as this plane we're flying is also a payware plane. I think it's fairly priced for what you get. Let's turn the landing lights on, because we'll be getting ready to make our approach here soon. Just gonna basically fly around this brown spot, which is just higher terrain. So we'll fly around that and our approach. We should be able to see our airport once we turn around this. Ian McAvoy, hello again. We're almost done. We're almost there. Just been flying around. What is the? I think the elevation of this airport we're flying to is also around 4,000. About the same as it was in Sedona. So we do need to lose some altitude. Let's go ahead and turn here. Say goodbye to the Grand Canyon for now. I think it'd be a lot of fun to make a return flight. I won't be able to stream that, but that would be a fun thing to do. Alright, do I see the airport? I think I do. I think that's it right there. No, it's not. Yeah, that's it. I see it. I got eyes on. Alright, we're fast too. Really fast. Alright, we're real fast. I do have visual of the airport. We're too fast for flaps.
500.
Gratpox, what's up, man? Pilot, good to see. Pilot Okari, good to see you. From Ghana, what's up, man? All right, let's put the gear down. Hopefully, that'll slow us down. I like the slope right before. Jesus, we're coming in hot. Alright, we have to go around. There's no way we make this approach. There's no way. There's the airport right there, though. That's where we're landing. Runway looks in good condition. Looks clear. Looks safe. Let's see if we can make a turnaround up here somewhere. Yeah, the problem was I was way high and we descended and gained way too much speed and we just couldn't make the approach, so going around. Like a pretty aggressive aerobatic turn here to make it back. I feel like I'm flying an F-18 right now. This thing is really maneuverable though. You can always go around, that is affirmative. I love these small little airports. You don't like the E1000, but you kind of like it. I was kind of in the same boat. Like, I'd never. The E1000 has been available for a long time on X-Plane with the Skyview. It's a great plane. Everybody who I've ever met who's flown it always recommends it. But it just was never my kind of plane. I was like, I don't know. It's just something about it didn't really attract me. And but with this one, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a try. And I gave it a try, and I definitely like it. I do. And I feel like if you give it a try, you won't be disappointed. I feel like it's something that if you never buy it ever, you won't lose sleep about it. All right. You won't lose sleep if you never buy this plane, if you never fly this plane. But once you fly it, you can be like, yeah, I want to fly it again. Recon official, will I fly an A350 after? That's very specific. No, we won't be flying anything after this flight. All right, flaps down. There's 130. Airport's right there. Let's control our speed. All right, looking good. We're probably maybe 1,000 above. My favorite GA plane is the King Air 350. After that will be the PC-12. All right, gear down. And what else do I like? Those are the main ones that I really enjoy. I like that there's like a big slope right before you get to the runway, so you kind of have to dive a bit. When am I gonna do A350? I don't even have an A350, so no time soon. Sorry to disappoint you. Once X-Plane gets a really good quality A350, then you'll see me flying A350. But the current A350 that's out for X-Plane right now is not something that I'm interested in. But I do like the A350 and would love to fly it. Ooh, we're close. We're about to freaking clip. I think we there we are. Oh. And we're down. I think we clipped the freaking windsock. Nice. That was it was kind of a wiggly landing. We weren't very in the center, but I think it was. We didn't like punch the ground like we did earlier. All right, guys. Welcome to where the heck are we? Grand Canyon Bar 10 is what it's called, something like that. Uh-oh. See, there's some party going on over here. Got a Cessna 172. Got somebody having a cookout. I think it's called Whitmore. Let's see. Yeah, Whitmore International Airport. That's where we are. Alright, we'll watch that replay. Been neglecting you guys of replays all day. We didn't watch any replays today. Yes, X-Pilot, this is X-Plane 11. Grand Canyon is at our 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Where do we park? I guess we just park over here in the dirt somewhere. It's a cool little airport. Like, it has a lot of character, I feel like. It has a lot of character in this little airport, man. Like, you got people over here freaking hanging out, people playing freaking beach volleyball in the desert. Alright, let's shut the engine off. Welcome to Whitmore. I think this is in Arizona. And strobes come off. Yeah, see if we can use that button back there to open the door that you guys wanted me to pull while we were freaking moving, you crazy people. There it is. No? Does it work? Wait, okay, so it's pulling something. Oh, pull to unlock. Okay, I see. I know, right, man? We flew into a barbecue today. It's a great day. We flew around Sedona, did some touch and goes, flew over to Grand Canyon, and then landed in Whitmore, Arizona for a barbecue. I mean, come on, what better more can you get from a GA pilot? Amazing. Uh-oh, I didn't mean to do that. You can see the Grand Canyon just out there. Such a cool little airport right here. Anyways, let's watch the replay. I'm gonna close the door so that it doesn't stay open. Sometimes on some planes the doors just stay open while you're wait. Oh, I see the light. Sometimes the doors just stay open while you're watching the replay and it's really annoying. It is a cool plane. Uh-oh. What's your problem? There we go. Alright, replay. Am I tracking? Oh, we're still on Pilotedge. Let's go ahead and disconnect from PE. Everything else looks good. Rewind. Oh, that's cool. It even recorded me putting the door down. That's cool. We're in super fast rewind mode. Do I have any plugins? Yes, I have a lot of plugins. What in specific are you interested in asking about? Do I like the A350? Yes. Alright, let's watch that. Whoa, don't go too far back. Okay, we'll go to this one. This view won't lie to us. And here we go. Yes, I have heard about the 737 MAX coming to X-Plane. Sadly, I'm not part of that beta team, but I've seen some things about it. But I haven't actually seen it. But I've just seen like people were streaming it. I just didn't click on those videos. Yes, I did buy this plane. It wasn't bad. A little bit off to the right, but for the most part, it wasn't a hard touchdown or anything like that. It's a real skinny runway. Long though, plenty of length. Just a little skinny runway. Probably could land a Challenger here, or a Cessna Citation or something. Nah, let's rewind that back again. Thank you, X-Pilot. I appreciate it. And let's get a exterior view. How about that? I love all the foliage that you can see out here. It looks really good. This side is good. I'm not using XEnviro, but I can't wait for the newest release of XEnviro to come out because I think it's going to be really good. I'm actually using SkyMax Pro right now. Let's see if we hit this pole. No, we barely missed it. See, we did bounce just a little bit. Wow, it looks like we're going so fast. Look how close we got to the edge, though. Yeah, we're using SkyMax Pro with real weather connector and Flight Sim Global Real Weather. I'm using 3 weather type plugins. And right now it's clear sky, so you don't really see much happening. Look how skinny this little runway is. Let's go from here. I had a little bit of crosswind as well. Yeah, there's a little bit of a bounce, not too aggressive. But hey, it always could be better. I just noticed that we actually landed the wrong way into the wind. We had the wind to our backs. We should land the opposite direction. Oh well. Let's see. What other view do you guys want to see? Let's do window, I guess. Or I should like this view. Let's do this view real quick. The nose view. It looks like we're going so fast.
20. 10.
It was alright. It was alright. We'll do a good old wing view. Let's do the one where I can actually look around. And we'll probably do this view, maybe one more view. Guys, let me know if you want to see any other specific views before we get out of here. 'Cause we're about done with today's stream. I thank you guys so much for flying with us and taking the scenic route with us today. Just kind of hanging out, you know, so you don't always have to do, you know, airline flights or business flights. You can kind of just go out there and fly for fun.
10.
What planes do I have? On X-Plane 11, I have a ton. I have a lot of planes. I could show you guys here in a bit if you are interested in that. Alright, well, there's a wing view for you. Do I have any freeware planes? I have a few. I haven't really gotten a lot of freeware planes in a while. Since like when I first got into X-Plane, most of the planes I flew were freeware planes. But the longer I was in X-Plane, like a lot of really good payware planes came out, and so I've been slowly accumulating those payware planes. I don't just buy them all at once, but if I see a plane I like, I'll buy it because I know that I'll fly it if I have the finances at the time. My question is though, you mentioned the 737 MAX and the NG. Where do I get those downloads? I have the 737-800 by Zebo, but like, where is the NG version and where is the MAX version? Like, where do I find those? I don't know where to get those. And what's the difference in those? Like, what's so special about? I mean, I know the MAX is dope. And is it made by Zebo? Is it made by the same person, or is they just using Zebos? The NG is a standard Zebo mod. Okay. Didn't know that. I've always called it just Zebo. I didn't know it was the NG. I do not have the A380 Plus. That did just come out this week. Have you guys flown it? Does anybody? I haven't seen anybody fly it. I don't know. I mean, at first glance, I wasn't impressed by the screenshots. I haven't seen any video of it or anything, but I don't know. Like, I would love to try it, but I'm just kind of, you know, I'm kind of like weary of buying it because I don't know that I would like it. I'm not like a huge A380 fan anyways. I wouldn't mind flying it if it's a good sim. Like if it's a good rendition of it, I wouldn't mind flying it at all. But I'm just like, man, I don't know. A380 Plus is not. Well, somebody released an A380 on the Org store this week, and it's definitely not free. So maybe you're thinking about a different A380. Might be a different A380 we're thinking about. Alright, real quick, so you guys are asking to see my planes. Before we do that, I want to show you one cool feature, if you guys are sticking around. And I mean, this is not only for this plane, but I just love this effect. It looks so freaking dope. I'm going to switch it to Stormy. And look at this rain effect on the windshield. That's so freaking dope. Oh, it's so cool. I love how it's storming, but there's no freaking clouds. Good job, SkyMax. But it's just so cool. Look at that. You can see the rain actually falling down the window. If I were to start moving, you'd see the rain kind of like moving. I'll search it, Hugo. 737 Max X-Plane 11. I'll search it and maybe I'll get it downloaded today. I've been flying a 737 a lot lately. I did a flight last night. One thing that's really upsetting me is that it's raining and the sky is freaking clear. I don't understand. Oh, I think I know why. I think it's because I still have the weather things. Just some weird weather stuff is happening. Freaking clear skies, rain coming out of nowhere. Can I start it up again? Let's see. Start. Standard Zebo NG is way more stable than the Max. Well, of course, isn't the Max like in early development still? Like, is it like a full release yet, or is it still kind of like a beta type of thing? Or like, how well is the Max? Is the Max really ready? The Max is more silent. All right, I'm on. You got me hype, Hugo. Last time you sound like you know what you was talking about. So I may have to give the 737 Max a try. If I knew that was out, I probably could have flew that today, but it's too late now. I just want to show you guys how the rain looks whenever we start flying. That's the only reason I'm starting it up, so we're not going anywhere, don't worry. But it looks cool. I like how it kind of distorts what's behind it, so you kind of see going through the Whitmore sign. You kind of distorts it. It looks cool. And again, the 737 by Zebo uses the same windshield effect. They just kind of did it differently. Like it's basically a plugin for third parties to use and craft the way their windshields should look when it rains. And so Zebo did theirs a little bit differently, so it looks different. Alright, here we go. We're gonna start moving here. I'll tell you that this airport specifically inspired me to do my first airport scenery. Look at this. Look at this rain. So cool. I have made scenery. I have not made any planes. I don't see myself making any planes. A little bit more work than I would like to do. Anyways, I just want to show you guys the rain effect. We're going to jump out of here. You guys want to see my planes really quickly, so here we are. We'll start with airliners. So I have, what is this? This is the Hawker 4000. And it's it's a good plane. It could be better. It could definitely be better. I really enjoy flying it. It can fly extremely high and extremely fast. It could definitely use some work. I'm not going to go into that, but I do enjoy the plane, Hawker 4000. Next, we have, it's another Hawker 4000. This is a LET. This is a free plane you can get from the forum, X-Plane forums. And next we have the 787. This is the Magnite, actually. I haven't done a stream of this yet either. The Magnite Boeing 787-900. It's a pretty decent plane. It's the best 787 that X-Plane currently has. It still is, still using some development. Still could be better, but it's pretty good. It's decent. It's decent. I'm a huge fan of 787s, and I would love for them to continue working on that project, making it better. Here's a Rotate MD-80, still, in my opinion, one of the best and highest quality airplanes you will find on for X-Plane. Like it's amazing. It's great. Sounds amazing. The textures are just they're so good. Great plane. It's the X-Plane 10 version. Here's a 747-800 freighter. This one is by, who is this by? I can't remember who makes this, but it's a decent plane. It could definitely use some love. Next up, we got the V Skylabs Eurofox. This was actually somebody gave me this. Somebody from Instagram or somebody gave it to me. It's a good plane, really fun for bush flying. I would actually really recommend this if you love flying bush planes. It's perfect. Has multiple variants, different wheel types. It might have skis, I'm not sure. It's a Cyrus SR20 right here. I really like this plane too. It's another GA plane. I have a ton of GA planes. It's another good plane. In my opinion, a lot of these GA planes, like if you just are not a big fan of the plane, just don't get it. But if you like Cyrus, Cyrus as a brand, if you like the SR20, it's a great rendition of it. TBM 900. Always going to recommend that plane. That plane's freaking amazing. As the best, still in my opinion, the best GA plane out there right now to this day. Why does the list end? Let's go back to the list. Is that, nope, it skipped a lot of planes. That's weird. I got the the Caravan. I'm not going to zoom in on it anymore. Actually, that was airliners. That's weird. We were on airliners, weren't we? So I have the 727 by FlyJSim V3, the newest version. I have the 737-800, like 3 versions of it. This is the default one, I believe, that X-Plane has. The X version is the Zebo mod, and then I have the Zebo mod 4K version. I also have the 737-900 Ultimate. That's what this is. There's the default 747. There's the Flight Factor 757, 200, 300, and freighter. I have the 767, 200 ER, 300 ER, and freighter. Those are all by Flight Factor. I have the 777, 200, 200 LR, 200 3R, 300 ER, freighter. Yeah, all of them. That's also by Flight Factor. Really hoping that they update that 777 because that could possibly be a great plane. 787, I already talked about that. I have the Challenger, one of my favorite and still probably one of the best business jets you can get for X-Plane. That's CRJ 200, the Dornier 228. Another good bush flying and good for cargo. The Dash 8, which is currently being updated by FlyJSim. Flight Factor A320, one of the most complex airplanes you will fly on X-Plane 11. MD-82, I already talked about that. Saab 340, that's brand new. I actually have a video maybe coming out tomorrow for this plane. We'll see if I can knock that out the rest of the day. I've already recorded, just gotta finish editing it. Eclipse 550, that's the same developer, that Aerobas, for the E1000 we just flew. There's the Coronado B1900 200, B58s, King Air C90. I got all the King Airs, man. I'm a big King Air fan. I got the Cessna G1000, regular Cessna. I got the one with the GTN. I got the Cyrus SF50, which is default. Citation 2, that's Coronado. Embraer Phenom, that's Coronado. I have the F-33A Bonanza, PC-12, Piper PA-31 Navajo. What else? That's all there. I have one helicopter. That's not the default. That's the Bell 407. I really like it too. I have a bunch of military planes, but I deleted them all because now I play DCS World and there's no need to. I also have the Falcon 7X, which is an okay plane. It's good for FS economy. Anyway, that's all I got, guys. You guys were asking what planes I had in my hangar, so I just want to show you guys that. So, anyways, appreciate you guys for watching. X-Pilot, Nicholas Bowen. Who else we got in here? Hugo, Gratbox. Who else is in here? Raven, Recon Official, all you guys for watching. Thank you so much. Remember though, I'll be back tomorrow for some iRacing, and I'll see you guys next time. Samuel Pineda, good to see you as well. Welcome. Remember, you got 3 choices: give up, give in, give it all you got. Peace, love, and God bless you. I'll see you guys next time, next video. Peace.